The real challenge was I had about 8 minutes to convince you that A, he was the world's greatest actor, B, he was unemployable, and C, you have to believe that he could be a woman. And that's done in a series of things. It's done when he coaches Terry Garr, and you see him, it's very sneaky, you see him start to read lines for her in her character as a way of being a woman. That's a little kind of sneaky way of showing you that he can be a woman. You see him reading early on and doing very, very well and arguing in a way that gets him thrown off the set half the time, or being very, very temperamental, saying, excuse me, is my acting interfering with your talking, when he hears people talking. So you very quickly get those things. That was the sale job that we had to do. We had to convince you that he was a teacher, a great teacher, so he knew a lot about acting, that he was so good he could act a woman, but despite the fact that he was so good, he was unemployable. Challenge was to say, if this is the story of a guy who becomes a better man for having been a woman, then we have to pick ways that he's a bad man, that are ways he would be exposed to knowledge in by being a woman. So what are those? Relating to a woman, relating to a child, relating to men in general. We picked those things, really. And we tried to give him a bit of an education in his private life with Jessica Lange, but also in the way he was treated as a woman on the set, which, finally made him a bit of a victim on the set, and he began to fight back as though for women's rights. So the education was twofold. It was an education as a woman being treated as a woman. It was an education as a friend and someone on the inside in a relationship with another woman, hearing and seeing firsthand what her problems were. We were trying to avoid farce. We were trying to make it situational comedy that's reality-driven, if you will. I mean, I know that's a mouthful, and I don't know quite how to describe it, but I have no skill in farce. I'm not a farceur. I don't know the way Blake Edwards knew how to stage visual sight gags and things like that, which were hilarious. The humor in Tootsie comes out of a kind of ridiculous situation, which is handled as though it's Shakespeare or Chekhov or something. It's not handled in any degree like it's exaggerated. So all of the work we did was trying to anchor it in as much reality as possible, hence the desperate avoidance of falsetto, because that would have made it cartoony in a way.